Okay, it is time for another late night review. This time I'm going with old style. And Super7 came through. They delivered my order. I was actually out. I've been out looking for some bats, but still haven't been able to find them in the wild. We did the Snake Eyes review last week, so let's bust these guys open and see how they are. And here they are out of the package. I mean, the card backs just look so good, especially this bat. It looks great. Then when I get at the bat, probably my favorite army builder is the bats, those and foot soldiers and stuff. So this is the comic book, Marvel Comics style bat. He's got blue. He was either had like blue highlights in the comics, or they just depict him straight as blue. I do like these heads better than the vintage ones, but this is how the comic book head. They did have a version. Sometimes you'd be drawn with this a little bit wider, closer to the figure. But this is really a good silver. I mean, he has a good shine to him. I mean, look at this arm. I really like this, how they kind of made a little screw look. Like it matches and stuff. It's really cool. These are a little bit packed. It doesn't have as much space, but they do stick in nice. Blue backpack. And it comes with a gun too. But I kind of like it that has both hands come apart. So let's see. Oh, it just flew out. Let's see, get this. Oh, get in there. Tight, but that's a good thing. That means it won't be loose. So they won't be loose. Like, this is really cool. What a great look. This guy is just... I'm already sold on him. I can't wait to find more of these. This will be my new army. Here's the thing that I brought up. I mean, the legs are kind of tight. They don't really spread out as much. So seeing these other ones, they do have the thin legs. But let's see the other. Let's bring out the other bats. And here's my favorite, the 90 bat. Is it 90 or is it 91? I don't know. So the only thing here is, I mean, this is great that it's detailed and stuff, but it would have been nice to have a piece of plastic or something. Even a damaged one. You know, they did the Ultimates version. Obviously, it's an Ultimates version, but still, you know, the 25th bats that Hasbro did do damaged ones. So, I mean, it's still cool. And here is I don't have the original bats, as they are, you know, they're pricey. But here's the Black Major one. It's basically the same, how they look. You know, the paint's just a little bit off, obviously the plastic. And here's his backpack. His only hand changes once, so just curious, how do the hands so if you notice, right, I was doing this last time with the Snake Eyes, how the backpacks are a little bit bigger, so the backpacks don't fit. I know it's Black Major, but Black Major fits on that, right? So it doesn't fit. Yeah, that doesn't fit. But his hands are these are now smaller. So that means he won't even fit. It won't fit this either. Well, that kind of stinks. So that means you can't even get... I mean, I would actually... I don't know. I think would a black one look kind of cool? Maybe. Oh well. So you can't really swap them out. I'm going to end up popping these apart just to take a better look at them. But first, it's time for Cobra Commander. Here is Cobra Commander. He is very bright. The only thing I noticed is, dang it, what is this on his mask? Can you see that? It's just that little, it's like one little, oh, that actually doesn't, that's going to be something that's just going to stick out, especially there, right? You can see that. Dang. It's almost, that almost looks a little bit, I don't know, looks a little bit off. The one thing you're going to notice, I mean, just, right, so it comes with 2 guns. These are okay. It's not as much detail how they fit. I mean, he fits okay. Fits good in his hands. He's got these little ones. This hand's a little bit more tight. So they're kind of like blue, but alright, he doesn't have the holster in the back to hold the gun. And I know Super 7's gonna just be, this is cartoon accurate, so he didn't have the gun in the back in the cartoon. So, but as we see here is the Hasbro retro tune version. They still, you know, they still did it. But they basically made this the same as kind of the vintage one, or as, I guess as close, and then just did it in cartoon color. So he still has the old school time helmet. Super 7 made a more cartoon accurate helmet, which I really like. He looks, it's hard to, I mean, we got the light, I mean, the light's almost making these colors look a lot closer, but the Super 7 is a little bit darker and definitely more, I think, more vibrant. Especially the Cobra symbol. It's really bright here. As opposed to this. I love the gloves. I like that he did the gloves as opposed to there's just the regular ones. But you do see, I know it stood out with Snake Eyes of having the thin legs. Cobra Commander, it's not as bad. I mean, he's kind of had thin legs, so that's just, I think it's just something about him, because, you know, the bat, you know, has that, doesn't have the big, look at these, those type of muscles. So maybe that's just going to be Super 7's just going to have kind of thinner legs. So how does he look? Here's the, probably my favorite. I love the hooded one. So he is, just trying to see, the body wise is a little bit wider. They're both the same size. You could stand them up with all the other ones. So here's, let's see, can he at least hold the old gun? There you go. You could hold the old gun, because I like this one better. Here, the Hasbro one also came with this little colored one. You got a couple other guns. Let's see, this little pistol here. Yeah, I don't know. How about this little gun? Yeah, this one's like this silencer. And I don't know, is this one? I don't know if this one's a Star Wars one. I just have. Yeah, that's kind of. Oh, this one's kind of. No, that's too loose. Okay, but for height, I'm going to pull out the other Cobra Commanders. Let's stand them up, get a better angle, and see how tall these are, and then we'll take these apart. And here is the Cobra Commander collection of the vintage ones. Even Vacation Cobra Commander. Checking it out. I do like this. This is probably my favorite, just with that sculpt. It just looks so good. So he's the same. I mean, that one does look a little bit shorter compared to the other ones, but he's right in that same height as the other ones. You know, that one's the like the muscles on. This one's probably the kind of. It's what if it. That's the. That's, you know, that's kind of the steroid time right there. It's that 1990, 91. When they weren't testing. Cobra wasn't testing back then, so he's a little bit bigger. But he matches right in. I actually think he matches. I think he looks better because he's kind of around here. So I'm going to take him. I do want to check out these. I would like to see if these heads can swap, but I doubt it. Let's get the bat. The one thing Super7 did right was they could still fit stands, so that's good. If they're not going to include them, at least they could fit, because that would be terrible if we couldn't find stands to fit these guys on. But anyway, here's the bat. Basically around the same size. That one, I guess, is a little bit... He stands a little bit higher because he doesn't... The Black Maters don't really go in the stands as good, but he's still... They're basically around the same size, and he's got a taller head. There's Cobra Commander. There's the Snake Eyes. So maybe it's just the bats are probably just a little bit... They seem just a little bit taller. Okay, let's get to it. Let's crack them open, check out the O-rings inside. This is interesting. So here's the bat. I don't know if you can see this, but here's the bat. Can I get this more in the light? Bat and Cobra Commander have two different type of screws. Bat's a little bit bigger, or I don't know. So I had to use two different. Here's the different sizes. You can see it's a tad bit different. I thought that was really weird. So the bats get, this head, and Cobra Commander. I don't think this is. That would have been cool if you could get him here. I don't think this is gonna fit. It's definitely too fat. So when I took open the Snake Eyes, you can kind of see the difference when they're a little bit. See, there's how it's thin. Cobra Commander is a little bit wider, so the O-ring isn't getting in the way. So the other one, you can't do this. That's not gonna work. And this won't. Oh, I kind of got it. I could put his arms on. He does. So if you don't want to switch it, I think this actually matches. You can put it on this head, but I think the colors kind of work more. So I'm gonna put the arms on him. All right, I think that looks cool. I'm glad something could kind of do something, and there's still a little bit of a gap. The arms, since you can't tighten it, they're kind of loose, but you can see there they get old. So that's cool. Looks like that's what the cartoon, when he would have his hood, it actually didn't really match perfectly. The blues were actually still too different. So that looks good. Next, we'll pull out some vehicles and just kind of see them next to some of the other guys. Let's mess around for just a little bit. Let's see what vehicles, how these guys look. I don't know if any of these guys really match the snake one. There's Cobra Commander, and he can sit up there really good. Now I want to see how the bat. I was thinking the bats look good with this. Do they match good with this? Also, I just noticed his gun started coming out of his hand, so it's a little loose. You can't really push it in unless it's just mine. Oh, he's gonna try to stand.
He almost got runned over.
Yeah.
I feel like this mode is like kind of like a drop-off mode, where it like drops off and then transforms, or like into a turret. I don't know.
Okay, let's Cobra Commander in that. Does he hold it better?
He has two guns now.
Does he hold it a little bit better in this hand?
Yeah, kinda.
And also someone else that I'm wondering if they're gonna make. Are they gonna make Firefly? We have, which one does Firefly look good in this with this guy, or the old Firefly? I hope they make. I think his colors kind of don't. Since it's comic book, he should probably have more of a blue.
More blue.
Maybe he should be a little bit brighter. I got these to stand, but I definitely want to get Definitely a couple bats to go along with Firefly. We still have something else. Okay, and how does he look here in the Fang? I think he looks really good. He actually fits. He actually fits really good. This was like the retro one, so he kind of sits. He sits better. I think he fits a little bit better than the other.
This guy kind of looks like the robot, but doesn't have the gun arm.
So there you have it. That is the Super 7 Cobra Commander and Bat. I like these a lot better than the Snake Eyes. I think this Bat is probably one of my favorite figures, so I definitely want to get several of those. I think he's going to look good with Firefly. Maybe they'll make a comic version of him. Cobra Commander looks good. The only problem is this one that I have has that little mark on his mask, which is going to really stand out for me. I bet I'm going to end up just wanting to get another one. So, there it is. Cheers, everyone. Enjoy the night, morning, afternoon, whatever.
Thanks for watching the tutorial. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye.